appreciate your heart so much, and she's exactly right. Comparison is a thief of all joy. Love that. I want to share with you, I'm just going to kind of put a bow on what I was trying to share with you a little bit earlier. I want to go back, and then we're going to go on to several more things. On the Hello Gorgeous, I had a girl say, Penny, tell me exactly. Okay, that is my worksheet for the show. Okay, so kind of let's recap. The first thing I do is we start with the surveys and the customer reward cards, right? Then we go to the introductions, okay? Then I go into quick fashion tips by playing the purse game, okay? I want to become credible, so I play the purse game and I share fashion facts. Then, after I share fashion facts, then I go into my fashion. And I show those 3 or 4 necklaces with the bracelets and earrings. And then I talk about our amazing hostess plan. And then I layer on back everything that I've just shown and show how that the hostess could get all of that for free. Okay? And then I go to the survey section that says I want to get free jewelry. Okay? And I go through what a party is, a birthday bash, and a fundraiser. All right? And then the next thing I do is I go through and I share my story, just real quickly using a flip chart. Then I ask them if they want to hang around with me for a few more minutes when we go shopping, okay? And that's kind of how I do it. All right, then I count up whoever has the most cash, and then I do a 45-minute shopping drawing. Everybody who has their orders turned into me in 45 minutes goes into an additional drawing, because women can linger forever. And this is what I know. If I linger too long, that husband's not going to be happy, and he's going to say, I don't want you to do that again. So our time that we spend with them, we need to be very conscientious of that. We don't want unhappy husbands. And we also don't want that husband thinking his wife, if she were to join this business, will be there all night long. So everything you do needs to be intentional. Then I also want to have enough time that husband can come back, and when he's cleaning up, and y'all know what it means when a husband cleans up? He's in the kitchen finishing up the brownies and all the stuff. I want to be able to say, wow, Jonathan, your wife would be so great at what I do. You see, I've already given her the information because I've shared the business. I've sent her a little video for her to watch. Her husband, she probably showed it to him, and he probably didn't want to watch it. But I am saying, man, your wife would be so great. She would have made $350 tonight if this had been her show. And by the way, she got 3 bookings. That'd be 3 more paydays for her. I want to make sure that all of those elements are there, okay? So when I talk about being intentional, I cover all of those bases. So that's kind of how I do it. And then somebody said, Penny, how long is your show? My show's about 40 minutes. I'll tack on another 10 minutes for sharing the business, okay? And the other thing that I do with my surveys, I also tell them, after we hear the information, and I'm just going to tell you, the majority of the time the girls will stay there and catalog shop to get the extra $5 gift cards. I just ask them to flip over on the back. And tonight, if you'll just kind of give me your interest level in Premier, probably you are a 0. 0 means we've held you hostage and you have 0 interest at all in doing Premier. 10 means, hey, I need all the information. Tell me how I can get started, and 5 doesn't count. So your numbers need to either be, are you more on the hostage side, or are you more on the I have an interest in Premier side? So I just want you to write that number on the back, okay? And then I collect the surveys, okay? So it's a really simple show, but it's a system, and I do it over and over and over and over. And I play the purse game over and over and over. And you are going to feel very intimidated. As new jewelers, you're going to say, I need to change my show. I need to change this. This segment, I'm going to really focus on how to build a business, grow a team. This is key to that. We feel like that people have been to several of your shows and they've heard everything, and you've got to add something different. The only thing I add different is my fashion. You mean, what if they change your letters, and what if they memorize your letters? That is exactly what we want. See, Penny, the Most Failed Jewelry Lady, learned this from a girl named Kelly. Kelly, I had done a one-on-one with her before her show. I always share the business before the show. Do not wait till after the show to start sharing. I mean, any time's great, but the ideal time is before, because I want to use that show as the deal closer for her to go ahead and take these bookings to get her business launch with. But Kelly was not interested. She had 6 family members that I did shows with within a short amount of time. Guess who came to each other's shows? The same people, over and over. Every show I'd say, Kelly, you already made $600. Why don't you join me? No, not interested. Show number 6. Now remember, I do the same thing over and over. Show number 6, I said, girls, y'all all are trained to be jewelry ladies. All we need to do is get you licensed. That's it. And I'm going to just show you tonight what I mean. So tonight, you're going to tell me what you remember. I'm going to call out and say, okay, who can tell me 2 ways to look 10 pounds thinner? See, all of the information that I share in my shows, they've been listening to. Who can tell me how many points of accessories you need to wear? I go back through and I ask questions that I would normally be sharing. And they're like, oh, I know, what's the emergency road kit? Lipstick, earrings, and sunglasses. Great. What's this? What's this? They'd all memorize my show. After my show was over with, Kelly comes up and says, Penny, guess what? I said, what? She said, I'm signing up. I said, for what? She said, for premiere. I have your show memorized, so I can sign up now. See, your shows are your $1 million Super Bowl commercial. And if you're not doing the same thing over, and it's information that's very valuable to them. And again, the only thing I show different is my jewelry combinations. You're missing out. I had a girl that came to a show one night. I was just going to say, oh, these people have been to 50 million shows. I'm changing my letters. This lady had been to a bunch of my shows. She came with this huge purse. I started changing my letters. She said, wait a minute. That's not your normal letter. I'm like, well, I know. I changed my letters. What? I brought my potato peeler. I brought a remote control. I came. I'm winning. How many of y'all have ever played bingo?
Bingo!
How many times how long has bingo been around? How many times did they change those letters? How many different ways can you spell bingo? They don't change. Why? People come to win. And that's the same thing at your show. So do not feel intimidated because you are going to see the same group of ladies. This is something that you want to be confident in because, hey, you're going to be able to show them anybody can do this. Are you showing people anybody can do this? Are you too good at what you do? That's a kind of a crazy question. You need to be competent at what you do. See, my sponsor that brought me into the business, I will ever be so thankful for her. She had amazing language, and she didn't even think she could sponsor. She really didn't, but she was focusing on the wrong things. See, she wasn't really directing her language to somebody that was interested. She was just talking a lot and not following through, okay? And when she realized I need to start asking questions, and maybe I can start finding people that were interested in the business. But see, she was intimidating. She's a dear friend of mine, and she told me, she said, Penny, I'm just having a really hard time at my shows. I can book, but nobody will sign up with me. She said, I want to know. And I said, now, are you really, honestly, you want me to be honest, really? She said, I do. I'm like, don't ask me to be honest, because I know what it is. And I don't want to hurt your feelings. And she said, well, you're not going to hurt my feelings. I need to know. I said, you're too good. She said, what do you mean? I said, you look too perfect. I said, you make everything look like nobody else can do it. You're fabulous. You're beautiful. Everything's fabulous and wonderful. I said, you make it look too hard. My husband set me aside one day, and trust me, I am not perfect. Nowhere near perfect. I make lots of mistakes. I'm extremely clumsy. I can't find my way out of a paper bag. I can go on and on and on. But I really didn't want people to see my imperfections. And he came one day and he said, Penny, people don't know that you're funny. People don't know how goofy you are. And people don't see the real you. I'm like, but I don't want to. He said, Penny, that's how God made you. That's what makes you Penny. You need to be confident in who God made you. It's okay. You know what? Yes, you can make a mess. And yes, you can get lost. And yes, sometimes you say the wrong things. And yes, you spill stuff on yourself. And yes, you fall off the porch. And yes, you're clumsy. But it's okay. Because people relate to that. And you know what? He was exactly right. So I want to challenge you today, if you're going to really grow your team, you got to be relatable. You got to be who God made you to be. Yes, you're going to hone your craft, and yes, you're going to do things to improve yourself, but be confident. God made you that way for a reason. And nobody can be the better you than you can be, right? So, your shows need to be intentional, and you need to have a system, okay, of how you do things. Another thing, Jenny, this is for you, because she was asking me, Penny, how do you really restart your business? If she can sponsor easily. And I said, again, the fundraiser that I shared totally restarted my business, but I'm going to teach you how to market this business in a way that would make somebody want to do a show with you. But we're going to backdoor it, okay? We moved to a new town, and I had to restart my business over. And I knew one person. Steve was going on staff at a church, and it was right after rally. They were having vacation Bible school, and they were having a mission trip. But y'all, I had to get my business going. We had been moving, and when you have a team, you understand, you have to get your business going. You've got to get those shows in, right? And I thought, okay, you have one shot with this one person, and I know what's going on in her life. If I go and approach her about doing a show, she's going to say, absolutely, Penny, but I can't do it till after this date. So I had to figure out a way. Remember, if you're going to be successful, whether it's in booking or sponsoring, you've got to be a problem solver. I had a problem. I knew one person. Had another problem. She's really busy. She's not going to tell me yes for a show. So this is what I did. I called her and I said, Gwen, I have got something that is so exciting that I have got to get you in on. I'm giving you first shot at it. She's like, oh, really? Well, now, really, she's the only person. She was the first person. She's getting first shot. Gwen, I'm giving you first shot at this. Really, what is it? And I said, well, this week I just got back from rally with our new jewelry, and it's Sneak Peek Fashion Week. And I'm giving away shopping sprees. And this is what you do. You pick the day that you want to come over. I'll have the jewelry. I have some great food waiting on you. And you bring your girlfriends over to see the new jewelry. And if any of them decide to shop, I get to give you premier shopping bucks. She said, oh my goodness, I have vacation Bible school, and then I'm leaving for a mission trip. I said, I know, this is the perfect time. She said, but I'm so busy. I said, oh no, this is perfect. You're going to be seeing more people at vacation Bible school than you would on a regular, normal day. She said, well, you're absolutely right. And I said, so all you're going to do is you're going to pick what night this week you want to come over to my house. You get first pick. You tell me when. She said, well, let me see. Well, we've got commencement. Oh, Thursday night. I can do it Thursday night. And I said, okay, this is what we're going to do. Everybody you invite's not going to get to come. And I am really passionate about helping you get as much shopping bucks as possible. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to come and I'm going to bring you a packet that's going to have some order forms and some catalogs. You keep that with you at Vacation Bible School this week. And you invite the girls to come. And those people who can't come, you're going to pass a catalog around. Now let me just tell you how awesome this is. It's so easy. If you bring $100 with you, and you don't move next Thursday night, you don't cancel on me, I have $80 in Premier shopping bucks waiting on you. She was like, oh, you've got to be kidding. I said, no, I'm not. Because Premier, they allowed me to give you a $50 gift card for having $100, and you get 30% of your sales. So if you bring more than 100, it's going to be more than that. Well, okay. All right, well, how quick can you give me those catalogs? I said, I'll be right over. You start showing that catalog, you start inviting. Gwen had 6 ladies come on Thursday night. Thursday night, I sold over $600 worth of jewelry, 6 bookings, and 1 person decided to join me in the business. That was originally Kelly that I just told you about that. We went through 6 shows with her. Now, what did I do? I marketed the marketing plan, the hostess plan. That's all it was. But it was in a different way. Do you hear that? That you have got to be creative and know your audience. I do this often. Many of you right now have said, I have done a mystery hostess and nobody comes. If you have done a mystery hostess and nobody showed up, raise your hand. I need to raise 2 hands and feet and, because, that's like beating your head up against a wall. You know what insanity is? Keep doing the same thing over and over, okay? And not, getting no results. And so I knew that I had to change my marketing. So now I have Sneak Peek Fashion Week, and I said, okay, I have got 5 opportunities, and I'm giving you first shot. What night do you want to come? And everybody that you get to my house, you get to earn jewelry. You get the first option to see the jewelry, and I give you shopping bucks. How many of y'all know people right now that you could call and tell that to? If you have nothing on your calendar, don't you think that's a good starting place? Versus saying, y'all come to my house, be intentional, have a plan. Start telling them they can win shopping bucks. Even if they bring 2 people, you're having a show, okay? You've got an opportunity to share the business. So those are some things that I've done. Another thing that I've done that's really helped my business, and I will tell you this, and we're going to move on to something really fun, and we're going to talk about growing your team. The Shop and Pass. These are my girlfriend packets. I put these in every hostess packet, and I put 5 customer order forms in every hostess packet, okay? And I tell my hostess that we need, okay, if Cheryl's my hostess, I'm going to say, okay, Cheryl, this is what we're going to do. I need you to get 5 orders fast. 5 orders just as fast as you can, okay? You get 5 orders fast, you get a $25 gift card. Now, Cheryl, I'm going to tell you how we can upgrade this $25 gift card to a $50 gift card, okay? Who didn't want to upgrade? I love upgrades. Okay, now, Cheryl, I want you to get 5 orders fast. I don't care if you think they're coming to your show. I want you to pass the catalog around and ask them to give you an order, okay? You need a friend that'll give you an order. Now, girls, you hear this all the time. You know what, Cheryl, do you have any pre-orders? No, all my friends are coming. They're all coming to my house and they all want to see the jewelry. Then you get there and you're like, I don't know, all my friends were coming. I don't know where they are. See, we're eliminating that. We're going to get her pre-orders by getting 5 orders fast. If those girls come to the show and they want to add something or change their order, they absolutely can do that. But guess what? The majority of the girls that gave her an order will probably wind up not coming. But guess what just happened? We got her pre-orders. It's a guarantee. We have a plan of action. And then once she gets those 5, and I'll tell her, say, now Cheryl, we can upgrade this by 2 ways. Do not move your show date. What does that do? That creates a sense of urgency of, oh, I want to upgrade my $25 gift card to a $50 gift card. Don't move that date. That qualifies you for the upgrade. The second thing, those 5 orders, as long as there's $100, then that qualifies you for the upgrade. Now, girls, do you think 5 orders are going to equal $100? I think they're going to equal more than $100. And then I'm going to say, now, Cheryl, once you do that, I want you to let me know, because then I got 5 more orders coming your way, and you can get another $25 gift card. That $25 gift card that I'm upgrading her to, who pays for that? Premier, if she meets the qualifications. If she didn't, who would pay for that? Me. What would eliminate that? If she just failed to do her show, those 5 orders are probably going to be at least $100. But what if they were $90? Would it still be worth it to you to give her a gift card for having $90 before you got there? Absolutely. More than likely, if you get her to do this, you're going to upgrade, and Premier's going to take care of that $50 gift card. Would it be worth it to me to say, Cheryl, you qualify, we're going to upgrade you to $50. Guess what? Keep going. You get 5 more orders, you get another $25 gift card. Would it be worth it to you to have 10 pre-orders prior to your show? and you rewarded her one of the 25? Absolutely. Absolutely. My shows that have been over $2,000, yeah, my $10,000 show, I'm waiting on that one. I hadn't had that one yet. They have all had 10 or more pre-orders. So that is an easy way. Okay, now, I think that we have answered all those questions that I had. Okay? Anybody else have one other question, Jenny? That's next. Good. All right, now, how do you build a team? Jenny asked me just a minute ago. She said, I want to know how you get your girls to sponsor. And actually, I just signed a new girl who just signed a new girl. My goal is this. 2 things. I have a training show, and her training show, I am saying, you know what, Susan? We got to get you a running buddy. What do you mean? We got to get you a running buddy. I reward my new jewelers, and you guys don't have to do this. Everybody decides what you want to do. For me, every new jeweler who signs her first person in her first 45 days, I give a mannequin to. I take a mannequin to my shows, and they love the mannequins. And so I reward her a mannequin if she signs her first person in her first 45 days. And I said, now, Susan, we got to get you a running buddy. She said, I don't even know what I'm doing. I said, I know you don't. And I said, that's great, because my job is to teach you. And not only am I going to teach you how to do a show, I'm going to teach you how to train your first person. So I'm going to help you find a running buddy. I'm going to help you sign your running buddy, and I'm going to help you train her. Because the only way you're going to learn is by me walking you through it. Oh, well, if you'll help me, then I'll sign somebody up. See, so many times we don't go that next step to tell them what we're going to do for them, okay? So I started having her think, now, Susan, who do you think that you want to join you in this business? You know, it's always fun to have a girlfriend. Who of your girlfriends do you think would love to do this, or you would love to have her join you? She said, oh, Fran. I really want Fran to do this. I've been telling her I'm thinking about it. I said, okay. Well, I'd love to share this with Fran. Fran comes to her training show, okay? I sent her the video about the business. It was Laurie Ray and Linda Jones. She sent that on to Fran. I said, share this with some of your friends. Tell them to come to your training show and check us out. Okay, no pressure. And so Fran comes to the show. And I said, okay, girls, now tonight y'all have helped me train Susan, and I just want to thank you so much for doing this. I said, but I need one more favor. Y'all, this has been pretty easy. It wasn't too hard to help me train her, was it? No, it was a lot of fun. I said, well, I need some practice partners, and this is really not a big deal. All you have to do, and you don't even, if you can meet me for coffee, that's a real treat. You get a special little discount card or a special gift certificate for meeting me for coffee. And but all we have to do is you just sit there and do this or do this. And I've got to teach Susan how to tell somebody about how to come into Premier when they're interested. And we know you're not interested, but you know what? You're honest. You're her friend, and you will have really good questions, and she'll feel comfortable with that. And you can throw really tough questions, and it won't be threatening. So tonight, if you'll be a practice partner, you get an extra $100 in Diva dollars. Will you be a practice partner? Oh, I'll be a practice partner. Hey, if you work and you're really busy and you don't have time, we can do a 3-way call. Oh, well, I work. That would be good for me. Can I just do a 3-way call? I'll be a practice partner. I'll be a practice partner. So I sign up the night of my training show, all of my girls' guests to be practice partners. And then we meet or we do a 3-way call. And I go through the marketing plan with them. And guess what? Fran joined the business. Fran decided, I think I want to do this. You know, you have a plan. You have a plan of action. And I always say, now girls, thank you so much for helping Susan and helping me by being a practice partner. Now, I'm going to go through this just like you were interested, okay? So I need to do that. And you stop me at any time. If something pops into your head, please ask the question. And I'm going to finish this up just like you were seriously interested, because I have to teach Susan how to do that. So I just start going through the marketing plan. And then you know what happens after page 2 or the next 5 minutes in? They have started putting themselves into this picture. And then I start saying, when you join Premier. These are the benefits you get in Premier. I start personalizing it. And then when I get through, I say, what do you think? Well, it sounds really good. Well, let me ask you this, friend. Could you see yourself maybe giving this a try sometime? Maybe, but you know, I'm so busy. This is where you go to work. But I'm so busy. I know you have 3 kids. Tell me about your life. Really, most of your time, what requires most of your time? This is where you go into asking questions and listening. Well, my kids are involved in band and orchestra, and I mean, we have so many practices. I said, really? You know what? I have been there. You know what? Maybe you might really be interested in Premier for the fundraiser aspect. You know, when my kids were in school, I cannot tell you how many fundraisers that I did for the baseball teams, for the softball teams. We're always doing fundraisers. And I said, well, guess what? You could benefit from the fundraiser. You could be the one that does fundraisers for them. Because, you know, Premier pays us 50%. Most companies don't do that. I can split my profit, and I just gave $2,600 to a youth group. You can split your profit. You know, if you sell $2,000 and, you know, say your profit was $1,000, you could come home with $500 and they could come home with $500. Wow. You know, and jewelry is the #1 gift item. You know, it's a lot better than selling candles or, you know, candy or wrapping paper. Well, you're right. We never thought about that. I really would love to do that. Fran decided to join Premier for the fundraiser aspect. Are you asking those questions? Are you solving those problems? See, when I first came into Premier, I did sign quite a few. Sponsoring was pretty easy for me. But then I learned that I was only giving them, again, 1 menu option. That's the show. Do you know how many people I eliminated because I didn't come up with another solution for them, something other than the show? And the reason I say that is when they get in, they decide to do shows. But we have to meet them on their level where they are before we can ever get them to come into this side. Then they learn the benefits of doing the show. So when I started removing the show as the only option for ways to make money in Premier, and I started going with the fundraiser option, or I started saying, you know what, you work in a huge office, maybe you just want to be the Avon lady of Premier. Let me explain what that means. I know you said you really don't have time to do shows. That is totally okay. I have a Facebook group just for my special friends and customers. And I'm constantly, Premier has so many wonderful things. We have so many Pinterest ideas. I just throw little ideas out there for them. And I keep in front of my customers all the time. And I can even pick up little orders. Hey, I'm doing a drawing this week. Anybody that orders this week? It's just a special customer group. And I can pick up orders that way. You can become known as the Avon lady at work. Hey, it's Friday. I'm turning in a Premier order. Anybody want something? Because every day you're going to be wearing it. And who doesn't want to get a tax deduction for your jewelry? You wear jewelry to work every day, right? Oh yeah, I got to wear jewelry. I got to dress up. Well, do you know that you advertise for somebody else for free and you have to pay for the product? But when you sign up in Premier, your jewelry becomes a total tax deduction. You wear it, people comment on it, they order it, and you make money. Don't you want to advertise for yourself and get it as a tax write-off? Well, come to think of it, I think I would. So, do you know how many girls that have come in with me just to be the Avon lady to pick it up at work? But then when we do their training shows, they get bookings. And they're like, well, you know, I need to go do this show. Well, yeah, we've already got business. And then they do the show, and they start loving it. But that's the door we bring them into. We meet them on their level and on their terms. But Penny, the most failed jewelry lady, failed to do that a long time ago. But I learned I have to meet people where they are. One of my leaders right now was just going to be a girl that was just going to use Premier for herself and pick up occasional catalog order. She's a diamond designer now. She doesn't know. Neither does your prospect know what they're going to do till they come in, try it on, until they become exposed to Premier. So don't fail to give them other options. Becoming a great problem solver. That's the real key. Another thing is, we got to identify who you are. okay? We're gonna do a little dance at the end to close this out. I know y'all like to dance. I know this is the party group, right? But I want to encourage you right now to determine who you are. Who are you in Premier? Who are you? Well, that's kind of a crazy question, Penny. Who am I? Well, everybody comes into Premier for different reasons, and that's going to change, okay? But just like Jenny said, she didn't realize that we're just going to kind of piggyback to each other's talk here. But there are girls who come into Premier, and they're what I call my sometimes girl. They work sometimes, and sometimes they don't. They don't need the money. They just do Premier because they like the fun, they love the jewelry, but money does not motivate them, and they can choose to work it sometimes, or they can choose not to. But guess what? Does that mean that you're a failure in Premier? Absolutely not. You have that option because, what does it say? Independent. You're an independent distributor. But it's very important you know who you are, because down the road, that's going to come back on you, okay? Then there's the girls who are my part-time girls. Now I want you to stand up if you work another job outside of Premier. I want you to stand up. Okay. Y'all, I want you to give these ladies a big hand. And I want you to find them, because the majority of the girls in this room work another job. I want you to sit down, girls. I applaud you. You know, our journey brings us to grow us. And before I went into the home office, I was the girl that only did Premier as my sole focus. And my girls that worked another job, I would like, come on girls, you can do this, work in the nooks and the crannies, come on, be a good planner, you can do it, come on. I know sometimes they wanted to smack me. But you know what? I say, God led me to the home office for you girls. He gave me a great compassion and a great heart to understand the road that you walk that I had never walked before. And one day, God just really got hold of me. We had had a long, stressful day in the home office. Got there early, and I was leaving about 6:30 at night. I was walking out to the car, and it was just like, God just tapped me on the shoulder. Gina Serrano and I were walking out the marketing door together, and I said, hey, Gina, come here just a second. I said, you know, I just thought of something, and I just want to share it with you. Do you know what our girls in the field are doing right now, the majority of the girls in the field? She said, what? And I said, you know, you and I have had a really long, stressful day. And I said, we're going home. But you know what they're doing? They're getting in the car, and they're getting their emergency road kit out, and they're getting their makeup, and they're fluffing up their hair, and they're trying to look fresh, and they're on the phone, and they're saying, hey, did you pick up the kids? Did you take them to practice? Did you get their homework? Have you bathed the kids? Don't forget you got to feed them, you know, and get all this done, da-da-da-da-da-da. And then they go through Wendy's for the 99-cent hamburger, and they go, and they're there to serve these other ladies. And they're not going to be home till 10 or 10:30. They're not going to see their family, and they pick it back up the next day. And she said, no, I never really thought about that. And I said, you know, sadly, I never really thought about it either. And you know what? If I had to go do a jewelry show tonight, somebody would have to carry me out on a stretcher, because I don't think I could do it. And I started thinking about that. And it gave me a great compassion for ladies on my team that now work another job. I had a girl that just thought she was going to have to quit Premier because she had to have her teaching job. She was 6 years away from retiring, and she just couldn't give it up. Her husband was a coach. She was a sponsor, cheerleader sponsor. She had so much going on, she couldn't do it. And I said, well, let's just talk about it. Let's talk about your life. Tell me, what is your life like? She said, Penny, I just can't do shows at night. There's just no way. I've just got too much on my plate. I said, but you know, I think there's a solution. How much do you need? Do you still need the money? Absolutely, I need the money. I'm thinking about just picking up another part-time job on the weekends. I said, well, we don't want to do that. Let's talk about your weekends. She said, but I don't want to work every weekend. I said, could you do 2 Saturdays a month? Because 2 Saturdays a month, 2 shows on 2 Saturdays a month could meet that need you're really needing. She said, well, I could do that. I said, see, that would still give you 2 Saturdays to spend with your family and 2 Saturday nights if you did a morning and an afternoon show. Do you know, she started working on her plan and she became one of my top retailers because she was looking at just, I've got to quit. But my job as a sponsor was to go to work and solve her problem. And now, because of the consistency challenge, she picks up a Sunday afternoon show. So 3 days out of the month, she meets that need. She still has another job, but she doesn't do shows during the week. Maybe you're there today and you're thinking, I was thinking I was going to have to quit because I can't do it. You know, everything's solvable. You just need to sit down and you need to talk to your upline and we need to brainstorm together on how we can make it happen. But now here's our sometimes girl, and she sees this part-time girl that's working another job and doing premiere, and she's feeling discouraged because that girl, I mean, she goes out and she has a $1,000 show. Why can't I do that? Obviously, I'm not doing this good enough. Is that a good, fair comparison? This girl's a sometimes girl. She's going to compare herself with a part-time girl and she's going to decide to get out of premiere because she can't do what she does? That's not fair. That's comparing apples and oranges. But then let's talk about it here on our full-time girls. How many of y'all are full-time premiere girls? You're full-time focus. That's me, full-time focus. Even though I have a few little things on the side I do, but premiere is my full-time focus. You know what? I hear girls all the time. What was that about comparison? You just said? That they get that update, and here they are, a sometimes girl and a part-time girl, and they are measuring themselves against a full-time girl. And they're saying, that girl retailed $15,000. How on earth does she do it? Obviously, I'm not good. Obviously, there's something wrong with me. Obviously, she's not measuring the right way. Because this full-time girl might be doing 15 shows, but does the part-time girl that works a full-time job, the part-time premiere girl, full-time girls, how many days a week do they work their job? 20, pretty much, right? 20 days a month. But she's not working that. But she's comparing herself with this girl right here. How many of y'all are doing that? How many of y'all are looking at superstars and saying, they're looking at the full-time girl and saying, oh, I'm not good at this because I can't be as good as this girl right here. But you're not investing the amount of time or energy that that girl's investing. So it's all about perspective. It's all about perspective. And let me share one other thing before I teach you how to do-si-do. Perspective is everything in this business. Now, some of y'all are saying, I came into premiere, you're like one of my jewelers, Christy. She came into premiere, made $45 for send her daughter to preschool. That was $45, Mother's Morning Out. I said, Christy, we can handle that. And she said, that's all I need. I said, okay. So Christy has a $1,000 training show. First payday, $500. So, wow, this is fantastic. I had no idea. I said, trust me, this is not normal. Now, this was back in the early 90s. This is not normal. If you had a $300 show, that was high retail. Then Christy had a $900 show. Then Christy had an $800 show. I'm like, Christy, I don't know what you're doing, but this is not normal. Don't get used to this. She said, this is fabulous. I just love this. But what was her why? $45. And I kept saying, Christy, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And then we get to church one Sunday. I knew she had a show the day before, and I said, Christy, how'd your show go? Oh, not good. Not good at all. And I'm like, oh, it's finally happened. A no-show. You know, one show, you got 3 people and they got 15 kids, and nobody buys anything, you know. They're all, you know, eating fruit dip and picking up your jewelry, you know. And I said, so tell me about it. She said, oh, it was just under $400. And if we can't make $500 or $600, why waste your time, right? And she said, I know that sounds terrible, doesn't it? And I said, Christy, what happens to all of us. What was your why? She said, well, I just need 45, but I really like making this big money. I said, yeah, we all do. I said, but What happens is we start with a number. Me, it was $50. If I could make $50 in a couple of hours, that would be great. But then we hit this world of making $200 and $300 and $400, and we lose our perspective. We get away from our why, and then all of a sudden it's not worth your time. And so you go to a show like this on Tuesday night, and you drive, and your hostess doesn't even know if she's got anybody coming, and she doesn't have any pre-orders, and the voice is on, and you're missing it. And you are like, I can't even believe this. I wish you'd just cancel. And so you go to the show. She has a couple of friends. Of course, you're not there very long. You get in the car, and you call either your spouse or upline, and your best friend. How'd it go? Oh, you know what? I barely made $50. I'm like, I'm so frustrated. I'm missing the voice. I had to drive over here. It's just so frustrating. I'm thinking, some days, why do I even do this? And then you hang up, and your car starts talking to you. It goes ding, 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 ding. You're like, can it get any worse? I've got to get gas. I cannot believe that. So you pull in the gas station, and you start to get out, and the stranger just comes up and walks over to you and says, listen, I wanna put gas in your tank. I want to pay it forward. And you're like, are you kidding me? Is this real? And so, somebody just did this for me, and it was a blessing, and I promised I wanted to pass it on to the next person I saw, and you're the next person. If you'll step aside, it looks like your car can hold $50. Well, yeah, it's on empty. I'm going to put $50 worth of gas in your car. And this is what it looks like. All of a sudden, you are like, oh, can we take a selfie? I cannot believe this. And you are on Twitter, and you're on Facebook, and you're on Instagram, and you're like, this is the most wonderful thing in the world. There are kind people left in the world. I cannot believe this. You get in the car. Now let's talk about perspective. Back over here, this rank stranger that you met from a jewelry show invited you over to say, I'm going to introduce my girlfriends to you, and I'm going to bake you some brownies. And I want you to come over and meet my friends, and I'm going to put $50 in your checking account. I'm going to feed you while you're there. Why is that different? Over here, some rank stranger just comes out and puts $50 in your tank. It's all about perspective, right? So how is your perspective today? All right, now let's talk about how to get your business dancing, okay? Because you gotta want to dance. And I will never forget, when I first came into Premier, Steve and I, the Terrells, we thought Greg Terrell had the secret and he wasn't telling anybody. And, we used to get these commission checks overnighted to us, and they were this thick. His was this thick. And we were at a leadership conference one day, and he said, you want to see my check? And we're like, yeah. And one check was more than most people make all year long. And we would say, Greg, what do you do to build a business like that? And he'd say, just plant seeds. Just plant seeds. And we'd walk away with that Greg Terrell, he's so stingy. He knows what to do, he won't even tell us. But you know what? It is very true. Just plant seeds. And you're going to have to dance with a lot of people. I told you earlier that you got to become a jewelry realtor, right? You hold the magic key that gets them in the door. You do their launch show, their training show, but you cannot make anybody successful. At every training show, I look for somebody else to help them sign. And I look to help them sign somebody so I can train them. Because you know what? If you will build deep, then you're going to not have any holes in your team. Because ultimately, you're going to help somebody sign somebody, and this person's going to get out of the business. And what's going to happen? That person's going to roll up. And if you are intentional with this, that's very smart. You're going to have a really great business. Your job is to just bring people in the business. Your job is not to make them work. Your job is to get as many people into this business to see if they like it. They're not marrying it. I tell everybody, you're not marrying it. It's like a pair of shoes. I go to rally, and every Monday before rally, I fall in love with a pair of shoes that I shouldn't fall in love with. Steve's like, Penny, those are going to kill your feet. I'm like, no, I wear them around. They're not going to kill my feet. And I put them on, and by the end of the rally, somebody is getting those shoes because they have worn a blister on my foot. They're uncomfortable, and I don't like them. Well, see, when people come into Premier, they don't know if they're going to like it or not. They're just trying it on. They're going to wear it around. It may be more work than what they want to do, but Premier rewards you very well. $200 plus 10%. Don't you think that's well worth it? Absolutely. So, if you will share this business with as many people as possible, and you cannot stop. You cannot stop. You just bring people in. And you start helping your girls that you bring in focus on doing 12 shows and sign 2 people. The first thing I do is I get them a running buddy their first 45 days. I reward them with something that would make them want to do that. My new girl, I just told her, I said, Susan, you are only 9 shows and 1 person away. And I'm giving her the rookie team shirt. And she just won her mannequin. I said, you are only 1 person and 9 shows away from getting $300 and hitting the first prize level in Premier. Every new jeweler I say, I want you to write this number on your calendar, 36 and 7. 36 and 7. We need to get you 36 shows as quickly as we can, and we need to get you 7 people to join you as quickly as we can. And there are prize levels all along the way that's going to help you win jewelry. The first prize level is 6 shows. The next prize level is 9 shows. The next prize level is 12 shows. The next prize level is 12 shows with 2 people. The next prize level is 24, okay, with 4 people. And I'm just talking about the prize levels that we're winning along the way. That's the steps to success, the 180 sheet. That's your job. You want to build a team? You got to keep them working towards the next prize level. She's like, I'm working on it, Penny. I'm working on it. We have an OP lined up for her immediately. After she gets going, you need to have either a girl's best friend night, a bingo night, where you're in front of her friends and sharing the business. You have to be intentional with this. You're going to build a team. But if you will focus on the 12 and 2, that's all you need to focus on. Keeping those new girls focused on 12 and 2. We've had the 2 Hot Club. Every time somebody does 12 shows and 2 people, they win a prize off the prize board. But let me show you what's going to happen. I need a volunteer. Come on down, first one up. Okay, I want you to tell everybody who you are. I'm Christine Woods. Okay, now Christine is my new jeweler, and I'm going to teach her how to do-si-do. Okay, now she's got 36 and 7 on her calendar, but our first prize level, this is what we're going to do, okay? We have got to get 12 shows as fast as we can and 2 running buddies, okay? So that's how you do it. The first step is getting those 12 shows, and we're going to pick 2 people. So this is what happens. Y'all going to have to participate in this. It says, go pick 2, bring them down, hold 12 shows and swing them around. Go pick 2, bring them down, hold 12 shows and swing them around. Okay, so Christine, you're going to go pick 2 people and you're going to bring them down here. Okay? All right, here we go. Everybody, go pick 2, bring them down, hold 12 shows and swing them around. Go pick 2, bring them down, hold 12 shows and swing them around. The first prize level. Come on up. Yeah, good job. She had her first prize level. She's got 2 people on her team. All right, tell everybody who you are.
My name's Jenny. I'm Sonia.
Okay, Jenny and Sonia. So now she's on the rookie team. That's so exciting. First prize level. 12 shows, 2 people. All right, now we're going to the next prize level. We're going to get you on the first prize level, and you're going to prize level 2. Okay? So everybody's going to hold 12 shows. And you're going to go pick 2 people. So here we go. Go pick 2, bring them down, hold 12 shows, and swing them around. Go pick 2, bring them down, hold 12 shows, and swing them around. Go pick 2, bring them down, hold 12 shows, and swing them around. Wow! Okay, let's get our first 2. All right, let's get you down here on the steps. Okay? Christine, look what happened. What happened? What happened? She's a builder. Can you believe that? She is a builder. Now look, here's a new jeweler, and on prize level 2, doing 12 and 2, 12 and 2, what has happened with her team? And then these girls have just hit prize level 1. They're on the rookie team. Isn't that amazing? Now we talk about how quickly can this happen if you just focus on 12 and 2. 12 and 2. Your shows are intentional. You share the business at every show. You share the business with every hostess. You help every new person sign their first person. It's pretty simple, right? All right, so now we're going to do 12 more shows and 3 people. Guess where the next price level is for her? Designer and $500. She hits what I call vacation level. Okay? This is vacation level. And, I mean, she's ka-ching it, all right? And she's in the leadership. You girls are going to go pick 2 each and do 12 shows, and we're hitting y'all on the first prize level. You're in the rookie team. You get 3, everybody else gets 2. Go pick 2, bring them down, roll 12 shows and spin them around. Go pick 2, bring them down, roll 12 shows and spin them around. Go pick 2, bring them down, roll 12 shows and spin them around. Go pick 2, bring them down, roll 12 shows and spin them around. Woo! What has happened? Christine, where are you? All right, I'll come out up here. Christine is now a designer. But look at the potential of what has happened in her team. Are y'all amazed by that? Okay, so Christine, how many does she need to go to 1 diamond in her first level? 8. That's exactly right. Okay, how many people do we have up here on the stage? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We have 27, not counting Christine, as far as I can tell, in her team. Is that like pretty amazing? Okay, so we're going to still go with the 2. If you just need 1 more to go to 1 diamond, but look at these guys right here. We got 2 right here. They're just 3 away. Okay, 3 people away and 12 shows away from going to designer. So let me just show you one more round of what's going to happen to Christine's business. Okay, you guys get 3. Everybody else gets 2. 12 shows, 2 people, except you guys. Go pick 2, bring them down, hold 12 shows and spin them around. Go pick 2, bring them down, hold 12 shows and spin them around. Go pick 2, bring them down, hold 12 shows and spin them around. Go pick 2, bring them down, hold 12 shows and spin them around. Go pick 2, bring them down, hold 12 shows and spin them around. Go pick 2, bring them down, hold 12 shows and spin them around. Go pick 2, bring them down. Okay, now let me come down here. Okay. Wow. Do you know Christine is just a few jewelers, a few first levels away, and just a few jewelers away from a 3 diamond promotion? 12 and 2. Can you believe that? Y'all, is that amazing? Absolutely amazing. Okay, y'all line yourself off in 5s, groups of 5s. I want to see exactly how many we have up here. Okay, can y'all? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just get in groups of 5s. And let's see how many groups of 5s that we have. Okay, in a group of 5? Okay. So Christine has 10 first levels. I'm sorry, 9 first levels. So we got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80. And I think we got a few scragglers over here. We got 80 something. She is only 3 first levels. Christine is 3 first levels away from a 3 diamond promotion. 12 and 2, 12 and 2, 12 and 3. A simple system, just a simple system can yield you a huge future in this premier business. So, I'll let y'all sit down. I would say, all right, in closing, 12 and 2, 12 and 2, 12 and 3 equals up to 7 people and 36 shows. You know, sometimes you look at things on the big picture and it looks very impossible. But when you break it down on a small scale, it's very doable. But I want to sum it all up. You got to have a plan of action. Whether you're a sometime-timer, whether you're a part-timer, or whether you're a full-timer. Let me tell you, some-timers can make an amazing income with this plan right here. Part-timers can make an amazing income with our leadership program. Full-timers can actually do less work by this plan right here. But the thing is, you gotta have a plan. And you gotta weather the storms. You gotta have a plan of action, because I'm a girl from Alabama, and guess what? Every spring, every November, there's storms coming. You know it. There's tornadoes, and you gotta have a plan of action. You need a place to shelter. We have a place to shelter. God's Word, that's our shelter. And you know what? You got to be prepared, because storms will come. And then you just got to have it roots that go deep. And you have to say, I am not going to quit. I am not going to quit. Are there going to be days that you're going to want to quit? Absolutely. Absolutely. But you can't say, well, if God wanted me in this business, He'd send somebody to sign. If God wanted me in this business, He'd send me a bookie. Back to what Jenny said, sometimes we have that thorn in our side. It's a gift. See, I've had a thorn. Sometimes they change. And every season that I've had to go through, and I've had to start my business over 3 times in 25 years. That's every 8 years. That's not exciting. But you know what? I can tell you that every time that I've had to start over, God has taught me something so much greater than I could ever imagine. And He's grown me to a person that I never imagined, a place that I never imagined I would be. And He has shown me gifts that I didn't know that I had. But He also brought me through these places so I could come and share with you and help you down the road. And that's going to be you. It's beyond you. It's beyond who you are, because God's got a plan for you to be an encouragement to somebody else. Your story is going to motivate somebody else. Your story is going to change somebody else's life. Your story is going to encourage them to keep pressing on. I want to tell you, girls, I know why they call you rock stars, because you really are. And I just tell you, you have a special place. You might not be in my downline, but I think you are. So, thank y'all for a wonderful afternoon.